in that cat. Pull up in that scat. Pull up in that cat. Pull up in that scat. Pull up in that cat. Pull up in that cat. Pull up in that scat.
What's going on, YouTube? Back on tap back in with another video. I appreciate y'all rocking out me for another one. Look, before we jump into this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 1K. Follow my Instagram if y'all haven't already followed the gram. Thumbs up this video, y'all, because whenever you thumbs up the video, it helps the algorithms and it helps more people see the content. So make sure to thumbs up the videos. And last but not least, head on over to the website www.bakeone.shop if you haven't already. That's like, you know, the brand. If y'all want to get some clothes, you know, some drip, that's probably the craziest merch on YouTube. Even if you don't plan on buying nothing, just visiting the site, y'all, helps. And that's the way to support me, y'all. So tap in. Today's video is just gonna be some stuff to look out for when you buying the Scatpack or Hellcat. I got a Charger, so it's gonna be primarily based around the Charger, but this does apply for the Challenger as well. So make sure y'all tune in. Stay tuned for the video. I'm about to go through the car wash right now. As soon as I get the car washed up, I'm gonna pop out. I'm gonna show you guys some angles on it and just some stuff to look out for when you are buying one of these cars, because the market is crazy. It's a lot of BS going on right now. I'm gonna get this car washed up. I'm gonna show you guys some things to look out for when you are buying a Charger or Challenger. You need to watch this video. It could pretty much save you. Stay tuned. All right, YouTube, so real quick, just tapping in. I'm in the car wash right now. I'm finishing up the wash, but something that just came to my mind, it's not even so much having to do with, you know, stuff that dealers try to pull over. This is more so having to do with just the environment and, like, you know, being in the city in America. When you're in one of these cars, the Scatpack or Hellcat, they high value target like cars, so that means that people want to steal them. So y'all got to understand that when you have one of these cars, you at risk of really getting carjacked, like somebody will really potentially carjack you. So y'all got to make sure that y'all got y'all personal end together, you know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all got going on, however y'all handling y'all business, that y'all handling business when you get one of these cars. And just to make sure that y'all staying safe. So that's one of the very first things I want to say. But I'm about to pop out the car and we can go over some more stuff having to do with these vehicles. Stay tuned. All right, YouTube, so just starting right off the bat, I'm going to say Dodge make phenomenal cars. In my honest opinion, not too many of these cars come from the factory flawed. A lot of the problems be with accidents or just with people like neglecting them. So I'm gonna just say that getting off the top. Another thing too, with some of these cars that y'all see for sale, a lot of people keep them in the garage. They have 15, 16,000 miles on them. You gotta understand that a lot of them cars miss the standard maintenance that they need. You know, that's under warranty, meaning some problems take till 20, 30K miles to present themselves. So if you buying a car that's, you know, 15, 16,000 miles and it's a 2015 or 16, it got super low miles, just keep that in mind that it might have some problems that present itself later on. So, you know, buying one of these cars with 40, 50K miles on it ain't always a bad thing as long as it's took care of. If you have found a car, when you looking over it, and you comparing the car that you looking to a car like mine that's in great condition, I always took care of the car. I took it to the dealership for maintenance and all that. When you comparing one of them cars to this car, you'll be in way better shape and you'll pretty much know what to look for when you are shopping for one of these Dodge Chargers, you know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. We go jump straight into probably the most important part of the car is gonna be the engine. This is what the engine bay should look like and sound like on the Dodge Charger. Let's jump into it. All right, so I'm about to start the car up, but that's how a normal engine bay should look on the Dodge Charger when you is shopping for yours. So make sure that your engine bay look like this or similar. It's not nothing crazy going on. It's the coolant right there. I'll show you guys how to check the coolant temperature, but make sure when you start the car up and you get to test driving it and driving it around that the coolant temperature is around 200 degrees. It's just on startup. Down there, y'all can hear the pulley, and the engine got some noise to it, but not a crazy tick. Listen, you only hear the bell. You don't even hear the engine too much. All right, YouTube, so that's what a normal 392 engine should sound like. 6.2, 6.4, they all sound pretty much the same. They should sound like that. There shouldn't be like too many crazy ticks coming from it, anything crazy. These cars do unfortunately suffer from a lifter failure, and the Scatpacks do offer the eco mode in them. So that means that the car drops down to 4 cylinders and you can save more gas. And a lot of the newer Scatpacks, this Daytona is not equipped with eco mode. It does not drop down to 4 cylinders. I cannot save any kind of gas in this car. There's one fuel efficiency for this car, and it's pretty much 15 miles to the gallon on the street and 22 on the highway. Since it doesn't have an eco mode on it, it is like pretty much immune from the lifter problem that these 392s do suffer. So if you are shopping for a Scatpack, a newer Scatpack, Charger, or Challenger, you want to make sure that the car does not suffer from lifter failure. I'll try to find a video and post it of a 392 with lifter failure so you guys can see what it sounds like. The only difference between the 392 and the Hellcat, you got a fat old supercharger right here. On the 2015 and 2016 Hellcats, they suffered from a problem in the bearing with the supercharger. So a lot of those needed to be rebuilt. Regardless, Dodge replaced a lot of those cars, but you got to understand, like I said in the start of the video, when you shopping for these Hellcats with 15-20,000 miles on it and it's a 15 or 16, it's not covered under warranty. Some of these problems take till 20-30K miles to present themselves. Who's gonna be paying for that repair? You're gonna be paying for that repair if you don't do your homework. So another thing that y'all want to be on the lookout for when you are buying one of these cars is going to be the brakes. Pretty much like the condition of the calipers, the rotors, and just the whole brakes and the wheel itself, because the tires tell a lot about the car, the brake pads tell a lot about the maintenance, and the calipers is expensive as hell to replace. So keep that in mind. These red calipers right here is $2,000 to replace those. So if somebody don't change the brake pads and the calipers start getting chewed away, expect yourself to start paying $2K. So if the car has some crazy looking brake dust on it, don't buy it. Just keep in mind that to maintain these brakes is anywhere from $500 to $2,000 depending on the maintenance needed on them. Another thing that y'all want to look out for when you buy one of these cars is the actual tire that the people is running on the car, because that tell a lot about the person as well. Now keep in mind, my car never seen no tires but the Pirellis on it. I don't put no other tires. I came up on these tires as y'all see, but my tires before, I bought a fresh set of Pirelli, so keep that in mind. These is the stock tires right here that come on these cars. But if you see some cheap tires on there, like the Nittos, in my opinion, that's a cheap tire to put on the car. But if you see tires like that, 9 times out of 10, the person been turning up in the car, burning out racing, because they putting cheap tires on it. They're running cheap tires. They don't care about burning them up, y'all. So keep that in mind too. When you are shopping for one of these cars, the tires is gonna tell a lot about it. Now this is gonna be a dead giveaway to be able to see if somebody been turning up in the car, doing burnouts. This is one way that y'all can tell if somebody been burning out in the car, turning up, pretty much just beating on the car. This area right here, rubber will get caked on from this wheel well in here. As y'all can see, there's an opening right there, and when people burn out in the car, the rubber fly, get all through here, get all on the bottom, get all on the paint back here. Cars will be damaged and you'll be able to tell. So just buy at your own risk. The thing is, ain't nothing wrong with a burnout, you feel me, going to the racetrack, driving the car how it's supposed to be driven. But these dealerships is asking $50,000, $60,000 for these cars. They got rubber cakes on them. They look crazy. I'm gonna post a picture of one if I can't find it. I want to say it was a car I was just looking at, a Hellcat, that was super caked out on the back, and the dealership was asking like 60, 70K for it. Just insane. Make sure when y'all is looking at these cars that you inspect the back wheel well, up under the tires. You can actually get up under the car as well and just look all up under there. Make sure nobody trying to cover nothing up, and y'all understand the full condition of the car that you're buying. Before you purchase any Scatpack or Hellcat, you always want to check the gauges on it, right? So all you got to do is hit down on the steering wheel. It'll take you to the gauges. What you're looking for is just some information about the car, right? So you see it says tire pressure, coolant temperature. You want to let the car idle. Make sure that this gets to the center and make sure that your coolant temperature is always at 200. You know what I mean? You want to go through. It'll also show you the top speed on the car. That's going to be like one of the most important things when it comes to one of these cars. Yeah, I never set the gauges to clock me doing any type of racing stuff. So when you go look at the gauges on the car, you can see all this is blank. You feel me? But here's one thing that's super important when you're looking for one of these cars. It tells you the top speed. Now you can hold OK to reset it, but keep in mind, not a lot of people know about this. So this is like a secret hack when you buy one of these Scatpacks or Hellcats, to make sure that you're not getting dogged and you're not seeing no crazy ass number right there. That's where a lot of the value is in these cars. That's all I want to look out for in these cars is the body lines, replica hoods, replica bumpers, any type of aftermarket, you know, like replacement parts. Keep in mind on the Chargers, the 2019s is the only ones that came with this grill right here. Meaning I actually took the bumper off and put this new grill in here. I have the original grill. So if you're looking at a 2018 or older and it has a grill like this and it doesn't have the original grill, that means that the bumper was probably replaced in an accident or replaced by somebody who didn't keep the original grill. But like you hear me saying, I will always keep the original grill with this car since I swapped it out and it wasn't in an accident. Whoever buys the car can always have the old part. If you can't ever get the old part and it's an aftermarket part on the car, 9 times out of 10 it was replaced in an accident. Always want to make sure that the car has the OEM headlights in it. It don't have no aftermarket cheap eBay or Amazon style headlights in there, that it has real Dodge headlights. Make sure that you're checking the size of them and that it says Dodge on the side of the headlight right here. Make sure it has real Dodge wheels on it, meaning this center cap has either the 2 Dodge logo, like the stripe, or it says SRT on it. Make sure it has real wheels on it. It don't have replica Hellcat wheels on it. It's just not a good look for these cars. You know, a $40,000, $50,000 car with replica wheels on it, in my opinion. Why? You know, it just shows cheapness. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a cheap Scatpack or cheap Hellcat. You feel me? Because you're gonna be putting money into it. Keep that in mind. Another thing that y'all want to keep in mind with these cars is that the tail light and this right here is not sitting higher. It just shows that the trunk has never been replaced, or it's never had like a wicker bill on there that's pulled the trunk up. So make sure that there's no body lines right here that's poking out. Like, make sure everything is flush on the car that you're buying, because it's a lot of dealerships that got cars that's been in accidents, all type of crazy shit, and they trying to finesse right now. So make sure that you keeping an eye on this back tail light, this part of the bumper. Make sure that that body line is tight in there and there's no crazy gap. Make sure your doors is sitting flush. And last but not least, make sure your bumper gap is not crazy and everything is flush. Y'all see my car, how everything is flush. I've even took this bumper off, put the new grill on, and put the bumper back on. Everything is flush. Y'all see that? It don't look like the car's been in an accident. Ain't nothing sitting higher. So just keep in mind, this is how a normal bumper will look that's been pulled off and put back on. Number to any car is right there. Make sure that y'all running that VIN number through the Carfax app on your phones, checking the history on the car. Make sure you're taking this car to the Dodge dealership to get the maintenance checked on it. You need to take this car to the Dodge dealership and get the maintenance checked before you buy it. Do not buy one of these cars without having it looked at by the Dodge dealership. If it's under 15K miles, I say you good. Anything over 15K miles, take it to the Dodge dealership and make sure they check it out. If the dealership that you is planning on buying the car from has a problem with you taking the car to the dealership to get looked at, don't buy the car. That's a red flag. Any dealership would be happy to have the Dodge dealership look at the car that you're purchasing. Anybody who wants to purchase my car, I would be happy to let the Dodge dealership look it over. It's a red flag when the seller doesn't want to let you, the buyer, take the car to the dealership. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, y'all. I'm trying to stop you from getting finessed, show you guys how to buy one of these cars the smart way. And really, if you tuning into my channel, you can secure one of these cars even a better financial situation than I was in, for real. Because all this stuff that I'm sharing is shit that I learned along the process, you know what I'm saying? By looking at cars that was tore up, or, you feel me, having to figure out certain weird stuff on Carfaxes by itself. So if you see a car that's been registered in more than like 1 or 2 states, stay away from it. If you see a car that's been through the auction on that Carfax, stay away from it. I'm gonna show you guys on Google, and I'm gonna show you guys a car that a dealership had in Michigan, a Hellcat. Look at this car, you guys. You able to see Swisher packs all in there. It look like the whole hood been sliding around in this car. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And they asking 65, 70K for it. So make sure that y'all doing your homework on these cars. I want y'all to realize it's just the stats on the car right now. Y'all see 14 miles to the gallon. It also has 56,000 miles on it, right? So I know my car, and for all Dodges, it's either 5 years or 60,000 miles, right? So that means after 60,000 miles, the engine go on my car, the transmission, anything major like mechanical is on me. It's my responsibility. The dealership can't do nothing for me but send me a bill, and these dealership bills is like $1,500 to $2K regardless of whatever you getting done on these cars. So keep that in mind. Most work at the dealership starts off at like $600 and finish out at like $3,500. Regardless what it is, I know it's always in my best interest just to get a car that has a warranty that's a monthly payment. So that's probably what I'm looking to do, y'all, is just switch up. I'm gonna get something with a warranty and just take that monthly payment. I love my Daytona, but I'm not a mechanic, and I have no interest in fixing the car. I just want to modify it for YouTube. So that's the main reason that I'm making the switch. But if you guys think that you can handle one of these cars that's not under warranty, then go for it. Don't turn away from a car with some more miles on it, because a lot of times the owners of these cars sell or trade them just because they're coming out of warranty, and that could be an opportunity for you. So just keep that in mind, y'all. But just weigh the pros and cons of it, because the repairs on these is expensive as hell. Another thing, when you driving the car too, when you on the actual test drive, don't be scared to let the wheel go and just hit the gas. The car should never be pulling to one side or the other. That's another problem that these cars be having, that they be pulling one way. All right, YouTube, so we just chopped it up real quick about buying the Scatpack or Hellcat. I appreciate y'all rocking out me for another video. Look, if you think this video helped you or it could help somebody else, then make sure to thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 1K. At this point, we done went over from financing to actually getting to the lot and picking one of these cars out. So y'all should be well equipped to go cop one of these cars. If you do end up using some of this knowledge, or you think you will, then comment down below. Y'all tap in with me. Follow me on the gram and stay tuned to what I got going on. I'm telling you, I'm going to bring another car to the channel soon. I'm not sure what it's going to be, whether Scatpack or Hellcat, but whatever it is, it's going to be good. I'm just putting all this knowledge out there, right? Because when I start making those moves and y'all see me bring another car to the channel, y'all see me making these moves, you know, turning up with credit, all that good stuff, is going to be some questions. All the questions already been answered. I'm showing y'all every step of the way, behind the scenes, you know, pretty much how to move the right way, not get finesse, because in 2022, we in a recession. It's a lot of BS going on with these cars, especially they hot items on the street. Everybody want their hand in the pot, y'all. So keep that in mind when you going to buy one of these cars. You don't want nobody to be cheersing up, you feel me, toasting to you signing your life away on one of these cars. You want to be the one cheers, toasting, having fun, turning up. So look, until next time, y'all, keep baking up, staying true. I'm out of here.
Scatpack, I secure that bag, on my way to the cash. I need the racks, smoking on the exotic, smoking on the gas,